Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, how are you? Tell me about it. I want to know. And if you don't want to tell me, totally fine. Keep your secrets. But I do hope you guys are having the most wonderful day. I hope you guys have had the most wonderful weekend. I swear, no matter what I do, it feels way too short. Way too short, right? But who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? Soon, thank you for the check in. Squirrel, thank you so much for the resub, right? Happy, was it 35 months? Happy 35 months. I am so happy you are still here and you are so welcome in my den. I promise I will continue to protect you. You have nothing to fear except fear itself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Hi, Billy. Billy, thank you for the check-in. Welcome in. Hello, I finished reading your recommendation. It's very hard to read. She was so cringy. I had to stop every so often. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Totally nothing wrong with you not liking. I'm assuming you're talking about me before you. It's okay that that's my favorite book, but it's okay that it's not your cup of tea, right? I love those really yearny type hold on. Yearny type of romance novels. It's for me. So, sucks that you didn't enjoy it, but hey, no problem cuz everybody has different tastes. I hope you're doing well overall, Bayo, and welcome in, welcome in. Um, Let me tell you guys. Hold on, my ads are almost over. That's funny. Funny, funny, funny. You're here. Hi, Rusty. Welcome in. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you guys are all doing well. Tell me about your weekend. Tell me about your week. I want to know. I love to hear it. And I will tell you guys what I have been up to since then. When was I last here? Wednesday? Right? Was it Wednesday? Or was it Thursday? Wednesday. Thursday, I didn't do anything except I stayed in. I was supposed to go to the gym, but I didn't because I was gearing up to go dancing on Friday, right? I think I told you guys my friends and I were going to go to the gay strip for Pride, kind of enjoy that event, except it got canceled. It got canceled. Um, my friend got laid off from her job. So she said she just wanted to stay in and hang out. Uh, she didn't get fired from her job. Excuse me. She got laid off from her job. And she said she was just too sad to want to go out. You know, she was just too sad to go out on Friday. She wanted to hang out with her beau. So Friday, I actually ended up taking myself to bingo. And for the first time ever, I won. I won, you guys. It wasn't much, but I still won. And that's what matters. I mean, I still like pretty much, I doubled what I spent to play or whatever. So, but I came home with like $140. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to win. It would have been a much larger pot, but multiple people had won. But I don't even care. I was just so excited to win that literally when it happened, I was like, oh, bingo. And then I quietly was like, holy shit. I went by myself and it was a good time. Like I was happy that I went on Friday. But my need to go dancing was not satisfied after the crappy week I had. I really, really, really needed to go cut loose and dance. And so I was like, you know what? F it. If I get rejected by my friends, I get rejected. And I asked two girls, not the one that got laid off because I knew she'd probably say no. And also her parents were coming into town and also like her new beau. So I didn't ask her, but I asked my two other goyles, like, hey, like, do you guys want to go dancing to the country bar? Like, I really want to go out and shake it. And they were like, yes. So I went and Where am I playing bingo at? There's a bunch of bingo halls. Like I don't know. I feel like I see them all the time. So, anyways, just a regular place, a regular bingo place. They do give cash prizes. Sometimes they give other things, but it's mostly cash, which is really cool. But I I asked my friends out and we went out dancing last night to the country bar. I drove us, so I was a sober lady. We took the Jeep, we took old Rubes, and that was great. We even drove with the windows down on the way home and listened to a Britney Spears CD. We all belted our hearts out, and it was a just true moment of girlhood, and I had such a fun time. It was exactly what the doctor ordered. I love to go dancing, it's my favorite thing, and it felt so good to get out there and, just be under the neon moon, if you will. So I loved it. I loved it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I was really happy we went. And I guess the lesson behind this is, yeah, it sucks to be rejected, I guess, for your plans, but sometimes you never know. They might surprise you, right? People might surprise you and say yes. So I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I got over my fear and took the leap and was like, hey, like, do y'all want to go shake it? You bought a Quest 2 VR headset off some kid on Facebook Marketplace for 100. Ooh, nice. What have you been playing? What have you been playing? I've used VR a couple times. I played Rick and Morty game, Beat Saber. Actually, those might be the only two games I've ever played on VR. So, a Rick and Morty game and Beat Saber, and I enjoyed those. I figured out why I'm not a fan. I like grand love stories. Short one book novels are not doing it for me. They're not believable to me. I need more character developed to be a fan. That's fair. I totally get that. I totally get that. I just learned for profit bingo halls are not legal in my state. Maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe. Did I DD just to drive my new Jeep? No, I DD'd because we were going somewhere far. It was too far to Uber. So I was like, hey, like, I'm happy to DD since, we're not going to be able to Uber from this place. It would cost too much money. So that is why I DD'd. But also, like, I just, like, more so, it wasn't about, like, the escapism of alcohol. I just wanted to escape through dance and music and hanging out with the girls. So they did have the basketball game on. So that was cool too, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really a basketball fan. I used to be a Toronto Raptors fan like a long time ago, but that's it. So yeah, it was cool. And then what do you call it? I got to do like a couple line dances that I really loved. And they also had the World Cup on, like reruns or whatever, of like the game that had played, I don't know, prior, I guess. I don't really have any interest in the World Cup either. Football's the only one that I really follow, y'all. I know. I follow football and I'm a Broncos fan, in case anybody was wondering. Um, what was I saying? So at this dance hall, an instructor from my old dance studio, if you guys remember the one that went out of business, she actually was there. And I saw her and I was like, oh my God, it's you. And she's like, oh my God, it's you. And there was literally a line dance where it was just her and I on the dance floor, cutting it up, feeding off of each other's energy. And it was a truly magical moment. Loved it so much. 10 out of 10. We left at, I know we left, I was home by 1. So we left around midnight and I dropped my friends off at their houses and it was just a grand old time. So happy, so happy. I needed that because I wasn't really sure when I was going to get to go dancing. So I was very, very happy to go. And that is the tea, y'all. That is the toast tea. Nothing crazy happened at work on Friday. I totally thought an uncomfortable conversation was going to happen on Thursday or Friday, but it never came. So I don't know why. I don't know if the matter has been settled. I really don't know. I don't know what to think of work at this point, right? I'm looking at why does Spotify take up so much? Like, ugh, I feel like I need to clean up my computer big time, but that's beside the point. What's up, Rusty? What is going on? Let's see. That was the toasty. Yeah. Yes, that is something we be saying. Classic. Yup. Okay, guys, as always, today's Sunday, so we are going to be continuing reading The Deepest Fake. Let me go ahead and get everything settled up or set up. Oh, I want to talk about too that asset that I told you guys that I had commissioned. So it's done and it's gorgeous and I love it, but I can't quite figure out how to get it. I kind of want to show you guys my whole model today. I feel like we never see the legs, so you can look at this. Maybe I should move myself over here. Oops. Whoopsies. Hold on. Where did I go? There we go. Actually, I'm going to stay on this side. I would feel weird if I wasn't. So, we're going to stay maybe right about here? Question mark. Is that okay? Are we cool with that? I just want to take a second to talk about this asset that I had commissioned. Let me see if I can pull it up without it showing all my biz. Okay, there. It is absolutely stunning, but I can't figure out how to make it work with my model. Every which way I tried, it just didn't look right. So, but look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? They got the nails, little suns on the back. The book is cute, right? Hold on, I'll move it right here. It's just so stunning. I love it, I love it, I love it. Why is it? It's very pretty and I love it so much, but it just doesn't look right with the shape of my model. So we're not gonna use it today. I reached out to them and asked them, hey, is there any way I could get this asset, like without the hands? And that's the T. The T on this asset. Let me pull up who made it so that way you guys can know. Because I had a commission. Hi Vader, thank you for the check-in. Enjoy your sun rays. I had it open earlier. This is no shame to the artist, and honestly, it's probably user error. But like I said, I reached out to them to talk about it. If you were interested in getting one of these for yourself or your favorite VTuber, you can find it here. You can find it here for $35. They even gave me the files to where if I wanted to get it rigged, I could, to make it like a Live2d asset. Like I said, I just could not get it to look right with my body, even after hiding my arms and stuff. It just wasn't for me. And I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I can't quite figure out what it is, but maybe they'll be able to tell me why I can't seem to get it to go. But it is very, very cute, and it's 100% custom to me. Obviously, this isn't just like a basic book that everybody could use. It's drawn off of my model. So yeah, and they delivered it very, very quickly. They were very proactive with their updates. They went back and forth with me asking me, hey, how do you feel about this? Do you like this? And I was like, yeah, no, I love it. So such a gorgeous asset. I really wanted it to work out for me, but it just didn't, and that's okay. With the lectern? I don't know what that is. Oh, the little podium things? Maybe I might be able to make it work if I did that. I guess I will move myself here. You guys can see the whole model today, since we never get to. Hi Andrew, welcome in. Hi, how are you? How did your did you get your tattoo cover up done? Is that what you were doing this weekend? I hope it went well, buddy. Am I in front of it? It's good. So we'll just be rocking with this one in the meantime, you know. If you guys enjoy seeing all of me. Okay, let's see. Let's get some maybe fire going. Let's just do fire today. Okay, let's talk about it. So last week we started reading this thriller. You're not tired of No Not Yet, you just got back from Italy. Oh, welcome back from Italy. Hi PSO Addict, thank you so much for the check-in. Got back from Italy, you have a meeting with the artist this week to go over the design for the cover-up. Nice, well I look forward to hearing about the progress and what's going on with it. That should be really exciting. The urge to get more tattoos is hitting me, but I'm gonna keep waiting because I have summer beach plans and we can't be doing that. Okay, let's talk about this book. So last week we started The Deepest Fake by Kalla. Right now we are 6 chapters in. There's 60 chapters in this bad boy, and they're really not very long chapters, so I've decided I'm gonna read more than likely 6 chapters each stream, totaling us out in 10 weeks for this book, right? So we're 6 chapters in. Toasty so tall. I'm so tall. I know, right? You guys never get to see the legs, so I thought, you know what? Let's stream like this today, and we'll be on this side instead of the other side. But this book is based off of a man, or takes place. This book is about a man named Liam. He's in his 40s, I think, and he's married and has 2 children. And he's also a CEO of an AI company that's doing really, really well and killing it. They do things like make it so you can talk to dead people. Before it was historical figures, but now, or like actors and stuff like that, but now they're extending it to where you can talk to family members. And instead of it being improv, or instead of it being like things that they've already said, they can come up with brand new interactions, if you will. I know this isn't sounding very eloquent, but you get the idea. Pretty much, it could be like you're having a conversation with something that's thinking on their own rather than regurgitating a line they've already said before. And that's kind of horrific, right? They were gonna launch it much later, but he wants to move it up because he has been diagnosed with a very, very severe form of ALS, and he's gonna lose his function pretty quick. On top of grappling this, he has discovered that his wife is cheating on him with the contractor that's remodeling their home right now. Crazy, right? And yeah, he's like, wow, this really sucks. But he hasn't really confronted his wife on it yet, and he also hasn't told her about his diagnosis. He's just been kind of acting weird. He's been speaking with a private investigator who is going through her own stuff. Her dad committed suicide and didn't tell her that it was coming or anything like that. He didn't really cue her in on it. And her mom walked out on her a long time ago. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And it looked like her dad was battling with some illness of his own. Unfortunately, I cannot remember what it was. Let's see. What was his, what was it? What was her dad's problem? What was her dad's problem? I'm reading through it real quick. Or maybe I imagined that. Did I imagine that? No, he had inflammatory arthritis. That's what it was. He had an inflammatory arthritis and needed a scooter. So we assume that might be a contributing factor as to why he decided he didn't want to do life anymore. But still, she was really, really hurt and she's bitter. So, she's kind of noticing that Liam has some tremors in his hands or whatever, has like a tremor or trembling, but she hasn't said anything to him. She's just kind of, you know, she's really observant. That's her job as an investigator. So that's it. And also on top of that, the last piece is that Liam suspects there are some financial fraud type crimes being committed, or maybe some embezzlement, who knows, in his company. So he's having distrust with his own body, right? He can't trust his own body because it's giving up on him. He can't trust his wife because she's a cheater, and now he can't trust his company. He is skeptical of what's going on with the profits, and he's consulted his COO/longtime friend about what's going on. That is the tea, y'all. That is where we are at. He's asked the private investigator if she could possibly do a deep dive on what's going on with his stuff, and she's agreed to it. So I'll read you the last chapter. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just summarize it real quick. In the last chapter, it's pretty much just Liam and Andrea meeting to discuss about his company, and she tells him like that's not her expertise, but then she decides to go ahead and work with Liam. So that's where we're at. Sorry if that wasn't the best description, but I feel like I covered everything that happened in the first 6 chapters. So as always, I'll read a chapter, then we'll talk, and I'll do that 6 times in total. So let's dive in, shall we? Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. The Deepest Fake by Daniel Kalla. Chapter 7. The office is bathed in natural light on this unusually sunny late January morning, at least by the Pacific Northwest standards. The brightness, combined with the cheerful folk art prints on the walls, the row of small potted cacti lining the windowsill, and the faint scent of lavender creates an unexpectedly serene atmosphere. It feels more like a wellness center than the funeral home-like environment Liam was expecting. Dr. Heather Glynn, tall and stocky, with kind eyes and a slight Scottish brogue, sits across from him. Her presence is as soothing as the room. "I've reviewed your records, Mr. Hirsch. Thank you," she says, extending a hand adorned with chunky, multicolored rings on her index, middle, and little fingers. "I can't imagine how much you've had to process since your diagnosis." "Is that what I've been struggling with? The processing?" Liam quips, immediately regretting his flippant tone. But Dr. Glynn nods, her expression understanding. "It's early. Intellectual acceptance is one thing. Emotional equilibrium is quite another." "Will I reach it?" "In my experience, most people do. Some form of acceptance, or at least peace, but everyone finds it at their own pace." "Luckily, I'm an engineer by training. We're very goal-oriented. Entirely goal-oriented, according to my wife." Dr. Glynn tilts her head slightly. "You didn't want her to join us today?" "Not yet. No." "I see." She leans forward, elbows resting on the desk. "Can I ask, Mr. Hirsch, is your family aware of your intentions?" He shakes his head. "They don't even know about the ALS yet. I think they're worried I might be day drinking." She doesn't acknowledge his tactless joke. "Legally, of course, you're not required to involve your family, but in my opinion, that's usually a mistake." "I'll tell them when I'm ready," Liam says, wondering when or if he ever will be. "I'm glad to hear that," Dr. Glynn replies with a gentle smile. "In the meantime, do you have others you can turn to? A counselor, a trusted friend, perhaps a pastor or a rabbi?" "I do," he mumbles, though no one immediately comes to mind. "Wonderful. I also have several resources I could refer you to." "I'm okay for now, thanks," Liam cuts her off. "I'm more concerned about the next steps here with you." "Of course," she leans back. "ALS is a common reason to seek medical assistance in dying, and frankly, one of the most straightforward for meeting eligibility. We'll submit your case to the ethics committee for approval, but based on your diagnostics, I don't foresee any obstacles." "How long will that take?" "No more than 2 weeks," Liam swallows. "And then I'll be free to proceed?" "Yes, whenever you're ready. However, there is a mandatory 7-day waiting period after you confirm it's time, giving you the opportunity to reconsider." "Do people often reconsider?" "Yes, especially with ALS. Some people set what they see as absolute red lines, the inability to walk or feed themselves, for example, then change their minds at the last minute, and that's perfectly okay, Mr. Hirsch. This is a dynamic process. Your feelings will fluctuate. It's almost impossible to predict how you'll feel once you reach certain points." "Not for me, it isn't." But Liam simply nods. She studies his face. "You nod, but your expression tells me you feel otherwise." "I trust you, Dr. Glynn. If not with my life, then at least with my death." She pauses, uncertain how to take that. "As I'm sure you're aware, ALS does not affect mental function. No matter what physical limitations you face, you'll remain in control of your decision-making, your own agency." Liam wonders if it might be easier if the decision were out of his hands. "When and if you're ready to proceed, there will be various options available," Dr. Glynn continues. Her tone is so casual that it almost feels as if they're discussing window coverings, rather than how he'll end his life. Liam questions whether she's always this matter-of-fact. Has she ever regretted assisting a death? Would she choose this path herself under similar circumstances? Or is his situation so clear-cut that she has no doubts about the next step? Regardless, there's something comforting in her approach. "By options, you mean Pills at home versus an IV in the hospital? He asks. She nods. Basically, it's a very personal choice. If you opt for the hospital route, I'll need to be present to administer the medications. If you choose to die at home, it's entirely up to you whether I attend or not. While he's obsessed over the timing of his death, he hasn't yet considered where it should happen. He doesn't really care where he dies. When the time comes, he'd love to have his wife and kids by his side. But he worries about traumatizing them, especially the twins. In your experience, Dr. Glynn, which option is easier on the family? She shakes her head. I wish I could tell you, but it's entirely individual. There's no one-size-fits-all. Well, that leaves me with a little fun homework assignment before our next appointment. Dr. Glynn offers a polite grin. Whatever you decide, I'll be here every step of the journey. Journey? That's what this is? Sorry. I know some people hate that new agey speak, but honestly, I can't think of a better description. It is a journey, and rarely a straightforward one. She digs in her desk drawer and pulls out a card. Here's my email and cell number. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns, day or night. Within 30 minutes of leaving Dr. Glynn's office, Liam steps back into his own, where Sam Sankara is waiting for him. Hello, boss, Sam says in a chipper tone, though the deep bags under his eyes suggest otherwise. How's it going? If there were one person Liam might confide in, it would probably be Sam, but he's not ready. Instead, he skips the pleasantries and asks, where are we at on the launch date for their story, Sam? Well, marketing is out for blood, specifically mine, but it looks like early March is doable. We're targeting the 7th. That's still almost 6 weeks away, but Liam can't push his teams any harder. He just hopes his body will hold up until then. Good work. Thanks, Sam. Sam clutches his chest theatrically. Ask and ye shall receive. What about the last quarterly report? Liam asks. Have you figured out what that extra expenditure was? Jesus, boss. I haven't had a second to think about anything other than pushing up the launch. That and dealing with death threats from comms and marketing. You won't forget? Do I ever? Before Liam can respond, his office door flies open and a voice booms, "It's ours!" He looks over to see Nellie Cortez, Transcend's director of cybersecurity, storming towards them. What is? Sam asks. The deepfake, Nellie cries as she reaches the desk. Barely 5 feet tall, with a porcelain complexion, round face, and button nose, the middle-aged cybersecurity expert looks almost childlike next to the 250-pound COO. The one that's been plastered all over Fox and CNN for the past 72 hours. Liam shakes his head. He hasn't checked the news in days. You know, Sam says, that video of that senator from Vermont who... New Hampshire, Nellie corrects. What's the diff? Sam grunts. You need to see this for yourself, Liam, Nellie says, her voice tense. She calls over his shoulder. Hey, Transcend, run the top story on the New Hampshire deepfake. A video flickers to life on Liam's screen, showing a high-res feed of 2 men inside a modest hotel room. The heavyset man looks familiar. After a moment, Liam recognizes him as one of the senators who grilled him at last year's congressional hearing on AI. Across from the senator, a slick man in a dark suit extends his hand, a small USB pinched between his fingers. Sweat beads on the senator's forehead as his eyes dart around the room. Hesitantly, he reaches out and takes the USB stick. I'm not too familiar with Bitcoin, he mutters, glancing at the device in his palm. Ethereum, the other man corrects with a smirk. It's a hardware wallet. Untraceable, right? The other man laughs. That's why God created crypto. And it's all there? The senator asks, voice tight. Every last dime, the man replies smoothly. We don't skimp when it comes to your vote. Liam's stomach churns as he watches the senator slip the USB stick into his jacket pocket. Despite watching closely for any signs of deception, he couldn't spot anything to suggest the footage was fake. The video cuts out, leaving only the black screen reflecting his troubled expression. None of that happened, Nellie snaps, her dark eyes flashing. That whole deepfake was made with his story. Liam's neck tightens. You're sure? Positive. I ran the analytics myself. Eyebrow movements, cadence of his voice. Those tells are our digital signature. Nellie is as brilliant as she is defiant. Liam doesn't doubt her analysis. Sam folds his arm. No one needs to know Transcend was involved. What? Nellie whips around to his face, looking as surprised as Liam feels. Just let the voters keep believing the senator took a bribe? Destroy his career? Reshape the electoral map to protect our app? Of course not. Get the word out that it was a fake, but don't associate it with us, Sam sighs. What's the fuss, Nellie? There are dozens of deep fake algorithms out there. As long as people find out the video's not real, who cares where it came from? Liam sometimes forgets how Machiavellian his right-hand man can be when he's protecting the company's interests, but he can't argue the point. I think Sam's right, Nellie. We don't need to take credit for this. She wags a finger at both of them. How do we get the word out that it's a deep fake without outing ourselves? Pundits in New Hampshire predict this race will go down to the next wire this coming fall. The Senate is a toss-up this year. Our app could tip the balance of power, and this is the highest stakes election cycle ever. People say that every election, Sam grumbles. Maybe because it's true, Nellie huffs. Everyone is trying to put out their fingers on the scale, but what if it's our fingers that end up tipping the vote? Sam gives her a mock salute. That's what you're here to prevent, Nellie. Ignoring him, Nellie turns to Liam, her cheeks blotchy with indignation. This is what I warned you about. Sure, I can sniff out anything created by his story, but their story is exponentially better. It's more organic, self-improving. After a while, I'm not even sure I'll be able to tell what's real anymore. She stares at him, her eyes ablaze. We need to install more guardrails, Liam. Sam shakes his head vehemently. We're not going to keep kneecapping ourselves 6 weeks before launch. Give your fucking head a shake. Liam's tone is more conciliatory. Sam's right, Nellie. It's probably best. What if our fun new app subverts the electoral process? Is that the kind of future you want for your kids? Her words send a small chill through Liam. Not exactly the legacy I was hoping to leave behind. Sorry that was a little choppy. There were a bunch of words in here that I was having a hard time pronouncing. Okay. I don't even know what to make of this chapter. Hi Arctic, thank you for the check-in. I don't know what to make of this chapter because I was having a hard time reading it out loud. It starts out with him talking about how he's interested in medical assistance, ending his life, if you will, right? Cool, I get it. Wanting to take control. I understand. And then by the end of it, we're discussing like, hey, are you seeing why this app is a danger? Why AI is a huge danger? Who could have seen that coming? That part of the book really makes me uneasy because that's what's happening right now. AI is getting better and better, and sometimes even I can't tell if something is AI, right? Like, I'm sure other people are experiencing this and it's only gonna keep improving. So I totally get why Nellie is like, listen, we gotta put more protections in place because this has the power to do some crazy damage. Ugh, ridiculous, right guys? That's part of what attracted me to this book. I thought it would be fun to read something that wasn't romance. And I thought it was cool that it takes place from a man POV. And I'm also liking that it touches on something that is very much happening right now in real time. AI and the presence of it and how it's getting better. So interesting chapter, right? Interesting chapter. Can't complain. Can't complain. A little bit of election talk in there, right? That's also something that's happening right now. I swear I didn't know that was gonna be included in here. So a lot of interesting stuff, multi layers. It's a good thing there's a lot of chapters because there's plenty of time for them to wrap up like the plot about his wife, the plot about ALS, the plot with how AI can ruin lives. Like there's a lot of time for this author to wrap this stuff up instead of trying to cram it all in. Hopefully they take the time to really develop this out and not be like, okay, we gotta rush. Yeah, but it is fake election stuff, not real world. That's true. It's true. Very true. Let's go ahead and keep reading. Let's dive into the next chapter. That's the other thing with these chapters being so short. I also feel like coming up with commentary in between is a little more difficult, but that's okay. We are gonna continue going. It looks like this next chapter is gonna be from Andrea, the PI's POV, if you will. So I've noticed that the book has been switching back and forth between their two perspectives. So good stuff, right? Chapter 8. Andrea stifles a groan. Who lingers over lunch for 2.5 hours? Her target is acting more like a love-struck teenager than a middle-aged man who's cheating on his wife. She longs to stretch her legs but doesn't dare. Her 2017 Toyota Corolla is parked directly across from the old-school diner in Seattle's eclectic First Hill neighborhood. From her vantage point, she has a clear view of the target, seated in a window-side booth, sharing a leisurely meal with his young Asian companion. If she steps out of the car, there's a good chance he'll spot her. She's already snapped several photos of the pair. Their body language screams intimacy, but she hasn't seen any physical contact yet. She hopes they'll move from the restaurant to a hotel or a private residence where she can capture definitive proof. For now, she waits. At least she can make the most of the downtime. Andrea opens her laptop and clicks on the folder with files on the 4 senior Transcend executives Liam asked her to investigate. As usual, she starts with their online footprints. A small smile tugs at her lips as she recalls Liam's description of her as an analog detective. While she prides herself on a low-tech approach, most of her work still involves digital sleuthing. She's becoming adept at scouring social media accounts and search engines, even tapping into AI tools to gather intel. Predictably, the Transcend VPs have minimal online presence. 2 don't have any social media accounts Andrea can trace. Aside from a brief, uninformative company bio, Nellie Cortez is nearly invisible online. However, Cortez's younger sister is highly active, frequently posting family photos and bragging about her older sister's work as a cybersecurity expert and tech VIP. Of the 4, Andrea has uncovered the most on Sam Sangera. He's often quoted in articles and interviewed on video blogs, and his connection with Liam goes back more than 15 years to Transcend's founding. Andrea has seen countless photos of the 2 men together at tech conferences, product launches, and other events. In those images, Liam appears far more robust than he did the last time she saw him. It bothers her more than she expected. Maybe it's the tremor in his hand. Or perhaps she sees something of his heartache in herself. Despite his wealth and status, he's hurting. She can see it in his face. She feels an inexplicable urge to protect him, to help. Andrea shifts her focus to the other 2 names on Liam's list. Both are newer to the company. Ellis Asher, Transcend's VP of Sales, left a senior role at a Silicon Valley giant 3 years ago to join the AI startup. Ramona Bale, the other executive without a social media footprint, walked away from a lucrative partnership at a top Seattle accounting firm to become the company's chief financial officer. Andrea puzzles over her assignment. With his long history with Liam, Sangera seems the obvious successor, so why isn't he a shoo-in? Is there a flaw or weakness Liam hasn't revealed? Andrea would be further along in her research if not for one name that keeps popping up: Rudy Ziegler. She hadn't heard of him before investigating Transcend, but he's inextricably linked to the company and to Liam. 4 years ago, Ziegler sued Transcend for intellectual property theft. claiming they'd stolen his idea to create their massively successful app, His Story. He lost but appealed the ruling all the way to the Washington State Supreme Court. The higher court also ruled against him, but online commentary treats that lawsuit like a legendary heavyweight bout. Maybe it's because Rudy and Liam came to blows during a hearing, an altercation caught on video. Andrea watched it twice, mesmerized by the sight of two grown men in suits and ties throwing punches at a bailiff, or as a bailiff tries to separate them. Digging deeper, Andrea learned their feud began years earlier. Liam and Ziegler were once close friends and collaborators in grad school at Caltech. Things soured when Ziegler accused Liam of stealing his original code. Despite the court's rulings, Andrea wonders if Liam could have inadvertently plagiarized the man's work. She doesn't know much about coding, but suspects intellectual property and collaboration must be a gray area. And with AI now generating its own code, proprietary rights must be a nightmare to untangle. Movement across the street snaps Andrea from her thoughts. She's relieved to see her target and his companion finally leaving the restaurant laughing. They head toward the target's car, despite him having arrived alone. Andrea shuts her laptop and starts the car. Feeling the buzz of anticipation, she instinctively reaches for her camera, sensing she'll need it soon. It's another short chapter. This is why you have to tell you can't just watch out for what you're posting, you have to watch out for what your family is posting. Cause like, Nellie doesn't have nothing on there, but her sister is like, oh my gosh guys, look at my family, look at my sister, women in tech. Like, no. Keep your mouth shut. No, I'm just kidding. My parents, I try to make sure that if I don't want them to post something about me, I explicitly state, please don't put this anywhere. Like when I was trying to find a different job, I had to make sure I told my mom and dad, like, please don't put it out there, you know? Or like if I travel anywhere, I try to, well, I don't always tell my parents if I'm traveling, but if I am, I definitely make sure I tell them, like, don't put this anywhere. People don't need to know my biz. Ugh, anyways. I mean, I feel like it would be the obvious thing if Ziegler was somehow involved in the company problems. I feel like he could be, you know, and Sam, it would be like the predictable choice for it to be like Ziegler and Sam teaming up to take down Liam, right? Because Sam is his best friend and that's who you suspect. Who I least suspect is Ramona would be obvious because she's like the financial lady, you know? So I'm gonna say it's probably not her. I could see it being Ellis or Nellie. That's my pick. I'm kind of leaning towards Nellie. Maybe she's not a fan of the AI stuff and she secretly wants to tear it down. So maybe she's working with Ziegler secretly. Maybe? I don't know. Oh, let me sit up. I think, as we predicted in the first session of reading, Andrea and Liam are probably going to have some sort of romantic exchange of some kind. Since she feels this need to protect him. If she feels the need to protect him, the only other reason I can think is maybe because he kind of reminds her of her dad, ? Like how her dad had those issues but like was trying to keep it under wraps, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But I do see those two kind of getting involved to some degree. I could see it. PDA. I know she's watching her target, looking for it. Rusty, thank you for your first check-in. Enjoy your sun ray. Woo! Take advantage of those channel points. Woohoo! Okay. I'll read one more chapter, and after this next chapter, I'll take a 5-minute break since we're reading, 6 chapters in total. So, let's get some thunder or lightning. Let's get a storm going. Here we go, guys. Chapter 9. Should I even still be driving? Liam wonders as he crosses the Evergreen Point floating bridge, heading west from Bellevue to Seattle. His hand spasms are becoming more frequent, and the thought of losing control and ending in a fiery crash feels almost like a relief. A way to spare his family the aftermath of a medically assisted death. But the fear of hurting or killing innocent commuters sours that fantasy. He reassures himself that the truck's AI-powered safety features would prevent such an accident, even if he couldn't. The sun has set, and rain lashes against the windshield. His mind drifts to darker places. Nellie's high-pitched warnings echo in his head. Maybe their story is too good, too open to abuse and exploitation. Something even more disturbing gnaws at him. This morning, he woke up in a cold sweat from a nightmare that still clings to him. In the dream, Celeste, Ava, and Cole sat beside him as he lay paralyzed on a hospital bed, a machine breathing for him. But they ignored him, focusing instead on a laptop beside his head, laughing and chatting with an avatar of him on the Their Story app. The nightmare lingers. The idea of his AI speaking for him to his own family makes his skin crawl. What would it say? Would it get everything wrong? Or worse, would it reveal things he never intended to share? As he nears his neighborhood, the wide streets and looming mansions feel oppressive under the slate gray sky, but he refuses to surrender to the storm brewing in his mind. He forces himself to focus on tonight, his date with Celeste. It will be their first in months, and the best part is that she initiated it, handling all the arrangements. As soon as he parks and steps out of the garage, he runs into Benjamin, carrying a tile cutter. Although the contractor's exposed skin is free of ink, Liam can't forget the prominent tattoo he'd seen in Andrea's surveillance photos. An Aztec sun spread across his chiseled right pec and shoulder. Liam can't help but wonder if Benjamin is coming from the construction zone or his and Celeste's bedroom. "Hiya, Liam," Benjamin greets him warmly. "Hey, how's the progress?" "Good. Really good. Bathroom tiling's pretty much finished." Benjamin nods towards the house. "Want to take a look?" "I trust you," Liam says, managing a poker face. "We're close now. I think I can be out of your hair within a week." Liam wishes Benjamin were already out of his life. It takes all his restraint not to fire him on the spot, or punch the smile off his smug face while his arm still works. But if he tips his hand now, Celeste will find out, and that would ruin tonight's date. She hasn't told him the truth about Benjamin, and Liam hasn't let on that he's aware. For now, he'd rather cling to the illusion that things are as they were, back when they were in love and still honest with each other. "I wouldn't mind getting my bathtub back," Liam says, forcing a tight smile. "Not to mention my wife." Benjamin flashes a toothy grin. "You'll have it by the weekend." "Excellent. I'll see you later." Liam turns to leave quickly, but his foot catches. Right before he topples, he feels a crushing grip on his upper arm, jerking him upright. "You all right?" Benjamin asks, releasing his arm. "I'm good, thanks." Liam can't meet the contractor's eyes. Being rescued by anyone would be humiliating, but by his wife's lover? It's too much. He shakes his arm free from Benjamin's grip. "Just missed a step." "Sure." Liam carefully lifts his foot and turns back toward the house. Benjamin hesitates. "Look, it's none of my business, but have you had that looked into?" Liam stops without turning. "Had what looked into?" "It's just that I noticed you fumble and drop your phone a couple of days ago. And then yesterday, I saw you stumble as you were getting into your truck." "Work's been crazy lately," Liam says through gritted teeth. If he could get his hands on Dr. Glynn's deadly prescription now, he'd swallow it on the spot. "I get clumsy sometimes when I'm tired and rushing." "Don't we all?" Benjamin laughs awkwardly. "Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. My sister, she has MS. Guess I noticed that kind of thing now. Probably too much." "No worries. Thanks for your concern and your quick reflexes." Liam walks away as fast as his feet will safely carry him, but the shame clings to him like a sweat. If his contractor can spot his disability that easily, how much longer can he fool his family? What's the point of this whole charade? Celeste stands waiting at the front door, her auburn hair tied back, wearing a strapless black cocktail dress that clings to her athletic figure. The dress ends mid-thigh, highlighting legs sculpted on the tennis court. She offers him a shy grin. Is this too much? No, you look gorgeous. Celeste steps up to him, taking his hand. We're so overdue for a romantic evening. The subtle hint of her citron scent stirs him, evoking memories of happier times. The fine lines at the corners of her bright eyes and full lips only enhance the elegance of her oval face, sculpted cheekbones, and graceful neck. The kids won't be back for hours, she says, guiding him toward the staircase. Why don't we start our date early? The emotional roller coaster is dizzying. Minutes ago, he wanted to end it all. Now all he wants to do is climb into bed with his wife. As Liam follows her up the stairs, he's grateful his legs cooperate. But he notices a sudden tingling numbness spreading from the soles of his feet up to his calves. It's the second time in 2 days he's felt it. From what he understands, ALS only attacks the motor nerves, the ones responsible for muscle contraction and movement. He didn't think it was supposed to cause sensations like numbness or tingling. Celeste glances over her shoulder, playful. Are you deliberately putting the slow in slowpoke? She blows him a kiss. When did you become such a tease? But between the burning in his feet and the lingering humiliation over her lover's pity, Liam's mood evaporates, leaving only disgust. Sorry, Celeste. Gonna have to take a rain check. I'm not feeling so hot. Poor Liam. Poor Liam. That was sad. Welcome in, Rash K Tiger. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Honey Squad. Today we're doing some reading, and this book is called The Deepest Fake. That was a sad chapter. Like, I want to hate Benjamin. He's awful, right? He's totally trash, but he seemed genuinely concerned for Liam, you know? Poor Liam. Gosh, that sucks so much. Coming home and I don't even know. Feeling terrible. And then now your ALS is advancing and your wife's lover is the one to help you? Ugh, God. I mean, I guess thank goodness, right? Bayo, thank you so much for the resub. Oh, Bayo, I'm so happy you're still here and you are so welcome in my den. I will continue to protect you. What are you thinking of this book, Bayo? Has this hooked you at all? I want to know, is this more your speed? It's supposed to be a thriller, but like we haven't cracked into the scary, spooky parts yet. We're still just in the foundation of, you know, laying the groundwork, making it all normal. But let me think. When I'm reading the beginning about Liam imagining crashing, you know, and then he's like, actually, I would feel really bad for people. Like, that feels very human. That's a very, I would like, I'm liking this book because all the things that they're doing feel very human to me. Like, that's a very real thought to have, you know? What do you call it? I think it's interesting that you've been distracted by the World Cup. No worries. I think it's interesting that he is all about like, yeah, let's go AI, let's develop it. But now he's starting to be like, wait, what if this is what happens after I'm gone? That's kind of spooky. I don't really like the idea of someone being able to use my image and, you know, and voice to talk to after I die. That's kind of weird. You know, like, how do I know what it's gonna say? I don't really like that. I don't think people should be making AI videos of each other. I don't know. That's weird. I don't like it. I don't see how Liam is able to be chill with Benjamin. I feel like he should have just fired him and found a different contractor. But, you know, we had a discussion about this. Did we? I can't even remember. We need to be a happy family before we ruin it all. Yes. And then Celeste, the AI you for the next generation ask questions about. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not into it. But I guess if I'm dead, I don't know. It's back and forth. Like, it's cool because then, like, you can keep your memory alive. You know, you have 2 deaths. The one where you actually die, and then the one where your name is uttered for the last time, and people forget about you, and you're never mentioned again, and nobody has any recollection of you. Like, that's the second death, you know? At least with AI, you can keep going at the same time. Like, it's a dangerous game, because, like, I don't want fake videos of me out there, I guess. I don't know. Super weird. Would you like to be remembered for all time? I think so, yeah. I'd like a little piece of me to be remembered, as long as it's not a bad memory. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, you know, when you see videos of like old Vines, I guess. Vine has been gone for a long time, but people still talk about them. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, being remembered like that is chill. Isn't that better than just a tombstone? It is, but it isn't, because what if my AI starts saying some out-of-pocket stuff? What if it develops and it's not even me anymore? It's just, no, I don't know. I figured out what I want on your tombstone. Oh, what do you want on your tombstone? Tell me. Lay it on me. I'm like scrolling through this. I'm embarrassed for Liam. I do feel like secondhand embarrassment and cringe. Not cringe, just sadness or embarrassment for him. Like his lover catching him, and then he wants to get it popping with his wife, and he's like, actually, no, I can't. I hope he was still able to have a nice date with Celeste, even though I want Celeste gone because she sucks. Ugh. Like, I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings right now about it. This book is making me feel things I don't like it. Let me switch over to my waiting screen. I am going to take a quick 5-minute break, right? I've read 3 chapters, and now we are going to take just a quick break for you guys to stand up, get water, also get a break from my voice for a little bit, enjoy the tunes. When we come back, we're going to read 3 more chapters of this, and depending on how long that takes us, we will see if we end with probably Hearthstone. I don't want to play more Nippets for this stream. Nippets is going to be what I play on my next stream, but we'll talk about that later. So stand up, get water, stare off into the void, do what you gotta do, and I will see you back here very soon. Be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. We are back. What did you do during the break? Did you stand up? Did you get water? Did you stare off into the void? I want to know. And if you don't want to tell me, totally fine. Keep your secrets, but I do so love it when you share. Me? I stared off into the void and dissociated for a little bit, and then I took out my phone to catch up on messages. Not that exciting. I should have stood up and stretched my legs, but hey, that's okay. I'm happy to just, keep sitting. But let me read what you wrote, Bayo. Life is but a play. We each have our entrances and our exits. My story has concluded. Yours is yet to be fully written. I'll see you in the next show. I like that. You really put some thought into that. Do you think you'll leave, I don't know, do you plan on, you know how I want the little QR code to put my playlist on there? Do you plan on having anything like that? Maybe your favorite books, maybe some other quotes, thought-provoking questions, since you always have some for me. Have you thought about including anything like that? Not that, you're passing anytime soon, but I don't know. It's just that's one of those things that I think of frequently. You fully expect to be an opera to... You expect an opera to be written about you? Nice. I love it. I would perform in your opera as a backup dancer. I can be like plant number 5 or something. Hello, my lovely mod Yerp. You do not need to apologize for being late. You don't ever have to apologize to me for anything, Yerp, because you are amazing. Thank you so much for the resub, Yerp. 22 months. Oh my god, we're coming up on our 2-year subiversary. How exciting. I am so happy you are still here, Yerp, and you are so welcome in my den. How are you? And thank you for the check-in. You're close to 100 sun rays. Where's the rhyme? Should I make up a rhyme? Let me think. Off the dome. Thank you to my lovely mod. I'm sure you have a rockin' bod. Do you like the taste of cod? I hear it's comparable to God. Ooh, bars. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. I don't know if that's what you were wanting, but there it is. You're good. You got a wicked migraine, but I feel better now that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here too. Yo, freestyle to no, stop. I'm cringing. I'm embarrassed. Don't look at me right now. Look away. The shame is washing over me. What better way to be remembered than with a tale by a bard? I like that. I wasn't clever enough to stay the bard in my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough with my friends, but I can say it seems like a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, now that I've embarrassed myself, let me switch back so we can continue reading. We can continue this reading. Europe, you missed it. We've been just trucking along through this book. I'll give you a brief summary of what you've missed. He started talking to the doctor about medically assisted suicide. And what else? The investigation has begun. He's gotten the approval to move his app up. He started kind of considering the dangers of their story. His wife wanted to go on a date, but his foot started acting up, and he was also embarrassed because he almost fell, but the contractor, aka his wife's lover, caught him. So he's just, taking L's left and right. He's just not feeling great. And that is where we're at. The last chapter ended with him being like, hey, Celeste, I gotta take a rain check. Even though she was definitely trying to get it poppin' with him. Your cousin plays Bard in our D&D game, and she speaks constantly in the worst puns ever. Oh, no. Oh, man, that would be so awkward being caught by the contractor. I know, he almost fell, and the contractor was like, whoosh. And to make matters worse, the contractor asked, hey, have you got that looked into? Have you had that looked into? My sister has MS, so it kind of seems, suspicious. No, Celeste is his wife. Celeste wanted to go on a date with Liam, and she was trying to be playful and get it poppin' before their date, but Liam was no longer in the mood. because he was embarrassed and he was experiencing some numbness and tingling in his foot. So he had to reject his wife. Sad, sad, sad. And that is the tea. Andrea is still kind of there. She's just, oh no, not the clip of my freestyle off the dome. Do we still think the wife broke it up with the contractor, or is it still up for the debate? It's still up for debate. We're not sure. We're not sure yet. Thank you, you're gonna chair. Well, I'll cherish it forever. I hope it makes you feel better. All right, we're gonna continue with this book, right? We're 3 chapters in. We got 3 chapters to go. Depending on how quick I wrap them up will determine on if I end up playing Hearthstone or wrap the stream up. Either way, we shall see. Also, earlier, I had a fat 2nd place win on Hearthstone, and yesterday I think I had another good game too yesterday, but I'll have to go back and check. And that is the tea. Let me go ahead and reset the timer. To be fair, I was looking for a rhyme in the tombstone. Oh, I did not know PSO Addict. I thought you were talking to me when I was saying thank you to your a rhyme in the tombstone. I mean, mine would just say ... and that's the tea. Yeah, I don't have anything. I'll have to think about it. Yours was good too. Oh, well, you know, I try PSO Addict. I do my best. Let's go ahead and continue this, right? Here we go. Can't figure out how I want to hold the dang book. Okay, here we go for real now. Chapter 10. Climb with your feet, one rung at a time. Liam tries to coax himself up the wall, but his hand stays frozen on the peg above him. He's never felt so helpless on a climb before, despite being roped into a safety harness on a basic indoor wall he could have scaled when he was 8. Liam's love for climbing began in college, sparked by a girlfriend who introduced him to the sport. Not even a fall that fractured 2 bones in his lower back could dampen his passion. He's climbed on 4 continents, most recently tackling the majestic face of Mount Aconcagua in the Argentinian Andes last spring. But now, this simple wall has him stuck. As much as he regrets coming here, he couldn't cancel today. He wouldn't miss this one-on-one time with Ava. His daughter, who tends to discard sports, classes, and hobbies as easily as forgotten passwords, has stuck with indoor climbing despite lacking natural athleticism. Liam likes to think it's because they've done it together every Saturday morning for the past few years, always followed by father-daughter brunch. From another rope, about 7 or 8 feet above him, Ava calls down, "What's the holdup, old man?" "Father Time is a cruel bastard," he replies, forcing a chuckle. When she meets his gaze, her smile fades. "You okay, Dad?" "Yeah, just missed a peg and bruised my pride." Ava drops down a step toward him. He closes his eyes and wills himself to push up with his foot, not pulling, until he reaches her level. "Race you to the top?" Instead of replying, she turns back to the wall and reaches for the next peg above her. Normally, Liam's competitive nature would kick in, but now he doesn't even try. He focuses on the next peg, just hoping to reach the top without stumbling. After they rappel back down to the ground and remove their harnesses, Ava asks, "You sure nothing happened up there?" "My foot caught," he blurts out, the first excuse that comes to mind. "I forgot to edge, and it spooked me a little." Ava eyes him skeptically. "You? Old Free Solo himself?" "Yeah, well, even rock stars have off days." "It's not just the wall, Dad. You haven't been yourself for weeks." He forces a grin. "Work's been brutal, hun. I'm not getting enough sleep, and I've been eating like crap too. I just need to take better care of myself." "Isn't that what all those gross protein shakes are for?" He leans in, pretending to conspire. "I cheat when your mom's not around. Deep-fried mozzarella sticks and buffalo wings." Ava opens her mouth as if to say more, but then her expression softens. She nods. "I get spooked sometimes too." His heart cracks. He's doing a terrible job of shielding her from his decline. "Let's get brunch," he he suggests. She brightens. Red onion? Where else? As Liam drives Ava to the restaurant, he fights to stay present. He knows there won't be many more quality days like this with her, and he wants to savor every moment. Fortunately, she's in a chatty mood, filling the car with updates on the last 10th grade gossip and high school drama involving kids he knows, or at least recognizes by name. Liam's heart swells with pride at how well-adjusted and kind Ava is, always supportive of her friends. But a fresh anxiety grips him. He plans to leave Ava and Cole a substantial inheritance to shield them from financial uncertainty, something he grew up fearing. But nothing is guaranteed, especially in high tech. He's seen billion-dollar companies collapse overnight. What if the discrepancy in the last quarterly report is just the tip of the iceberg? What if someone is siphoning off their reserves? No matter how strong their product is, if the books don't balance, Transcend could plummet into financial ruin. Then what would happen to the kids after I'm gone? But who would embezzle from Transcend? Liam personally selected everyone with signing authority on the company's accounts and considers them all friends. Aside from a few vocal anti-AI activists, he's not aware of any enemies in the tech community, except, of course, Rudy Ziegler. The thought depresses him. He still can't believe he and Rudy ended up in a fistfight inside a courtroom. Liam had never thrown another punch since primary school, but there was no fight left in Rudy the last time they saw each other at the state Supreme Court hearing. He looked utterly defeated, and old. Liam struggled to reconcile how the balding man with the deeply lined face and hunched shoulders was actually a year younger than him. As Rudy trudged out of the courtroom past Liam and his lawyer, he stopped and turned to face them. "It's done now, I suppose," he said, resignation heavy in his voice. "Seems like it is," Liam said. "You happy?" "I never wanted any of this. How could you not know that, Rudy? How many times did we offer you a settlement? Very generous ones, too." Rudy chuckled. "Generous, were they? That's what you call about 1 cent on the dollar?" $3 million represented more than half of what Transcend was worth at the time. And in a year or two, it'll represent less than an accounting error. Liam felt his lawyer's grip on his elbow, a warning squeeze, but he couldn't stop himself. "What would be more fair, Rudy? If I just handed you the company that I've been building with my own blood, sweat, and tears for the past 20 years? That, or you could keep your word and make me the equal partner you always promised to. We were kids. We didn't have a company or a product. All we had was the arrogance of youth. Except I had an algorithm and you stole it." Liam couldn't believe he was letting himself fall back into this 20-year-old argument. But despite his lawyer's tightening grip, he couldn't let it go either. "That's your version, Rudy, and you haven't found a single judge who buys it. Forget the courts, Liam. You and I know, don't we? You're delusional. All those half-baked ideas we developed together, most of them ended up in the garbage where they belonged. Except the one that launched Transcend. No, the best of those ideas were just tiny building blocks in a decades-long, painstaking development process. You can't credit 1 grain of sand for making a whole damn beach." Rudy stared at him for a long moment. "Without my original code, you wouldn't have your beach, and you sure as hell wouldn't have his story. You keep telling yourself that." Rudy turned to leave, but as he walked off, he called over his shoulder, "Never underestimate karma, Liam." Did I underestimate it? Liam wonders now as he watches Ava slurp her milkshake. These chapters feel so short, especially when they're so dialogue heavy. This is sad. This is bumming me out. Like, not being able to do this thing with his daughter. I can't even imagine what... My dad and I don't have a thing that we do together, but I really can't imagine what I would do, like, if I couldn't do something with my pops. Oh, shoot, guys, the music's not even playing. Oh, wait, you probably hear Spotify, but still. Oh. His life is just falling apart. I know, right? This is sad. He can't do things with his daughter. That hurts my heart. I would be sad if I couldn't, like, talk to my parents, you know? That would make me sad. Like if they suddenly lost their ability to speak, or if I lost my ability to hear and I couldn't like hear them, you know? I don't know. That would make me so sad. But my dad and I don't really have a thing that we do together, so. And that kind of makes me sad saying that out loud. But beside the point, that's sad. And then like him thinking about this thing with Rudy, we're getting more context about what's going on. I kind of like what he said though, how you can't credit a grain of sand for the whole beach. And no, I don't just like it because it's beach related. I like it because that's like a good way to say like, hey, you might have had a hand in this, but like it's such a small hand. You didn't really do anything crazy, you know? I like that. I like that. That hits hard. That hits hard. I don't even know when I would get to use that, but if I had something, I would. So let's just go ahead and get into the next chapter, shall we? And it looks like, again, it's just batching. It's bouncing back and forth between Liam and Andrea. Chapter 11. As Andrea heads north on I-5, she considered whether it's time to trade in her trusty Corolla for an electric car. With over 100,000 miles logged, the sedan has required almost no maintenance beyond the occasional oil change and a single set of new brake pads. It might be the most reliable thing in my life right now. Max had never been reliable, despite his charm and how alive he made her feel. He filled her with love and confidence, drawing her out of her shell with spontaneous weekend getaways to hidden architectural gems and new cultural experiences. But he had a habit of disappearing for days, absorbed in projects or on impromptu business trips, leaving her in anxious limbo. Though she loved him, his unpredictability wore down her trust. The final blow came when she walked in on him naked in their bed with a colleague, clothes scattered around the room, shattering the illusion of their perfect romance and leaving a lasting scar on her heart. Her father, the one person she could always count on, waited until the day he died to let her down. She still hasn't read past the first few lines of the note he left on his computer. The mention of her mother stopped her cold. Besides, if he loved Andrea as much as he claimed in those opening sentences, how could he leave without saying a proper goodbye? No amount of pain or suffering could justify that. Maybe time will change her perspective, but right now, she's too hurt to read any more of his rationalizations, let alone accept it. Shaking off the thoughts, she refocuses on the road. The Corolla's top asset isn't just its dependability, it's how easily it blends in. The dark gray sedan disappears into the background. In 7 years, she's only been spotted twice while tailing someone, both times after days of surveillance. The last incident, six months ago, is a reminder to stay vigilant. Parked in a motel lot, her attention fixed on her laptop, Andrea hadn't noticed her target until he was pounding on her window, a hulking man with a neck as wide as his head. When she stepped out, he sucker punched her, chipping 2 teeth and leaving her bruised for weeks. Her Aikido training kicked in. She blocked his next hit, jabbed him in the solar plexus, and used his momentum to slam him to the ground. She grabbed her pepper spray from her bag and aimed it at his face, but fortunately stopped herself before squirting it. Doing so might have cost her license. Memory makes her jaw ache. She hangs back a few hundred yards from her current target. Unlike her car, the red Porsche ahead is impossible to miss. And with the clear sight lines on the freeway, he has no chance of losing her. Andrea has been tailing Ellis Asher, Transcend's VP of Sales, for the past 45 minutes, while driving 30 miles north of Seattle. According to the company's website, his job is driving growth, forming partnerships, and maximizing sales for their AI applications. Whatever the hell that involves, she wonders. Surveillance is a huge part of Andrea's work. Long stretches of waiting, watching, and hoping for a lead. She uses the time productively, listening to true crime podcasts or criminology lectures, always trying to sharpen her edge. Wild goose chases are just part of the job. Many contracts end without producing the proof her employers, suspicious spouses, or insurance companies hope for. But she doesn't consider those failures. Some targets are innocent, others are too careful to get caught. Tonight feels different. When the Porsche exits towards Tula Lip Resort, her instincts kick in. She parks 3 rows behind him and waits for Asher to step out. It's too dark to see his face clearly, but she recognizes him from online photos. She remembers finding his bone structure and hazel green eyes too androgynous for her taste, though she knows others would disagree. She'd read somewhere that he was once auctioned off at a charity gala as the most eligible bachelor in San Jose, and his wife was a former model who graced fashion magazine covers in the mid-2000s. After Asher enters the casino, Andrea gets out of her car. She leaves her camera in the trunk but grabs a baseball cap, tucking as much of her unruly curly hair under the brim as possible before following him inside. She wanders through the casino, its multicolored lights flashing and slot machines wailing, scanning in all directions as if searching for a lost friend. Then she spots him, alone at a blackjack table in the high stakes section, purple and black chips stacked in front of him. Andrea walks past without glancing at him and heads for the cashier's cage. "$60 for the slot machine, please," she says, sliding 320s to the older woman with blood-red manicured nails. As the woman exchanges the cash for a player's card, Andrea points to the multicolored chips in the glass container. "I know the black ones are $100 chips, but what about the purples?" "Fives?" the woman says in a smoke-ravaged voice. "500? The cashier nods. "Not for the faint of heart, doll." "I'm out." Andrea holds up her hands in mock surrender. "You and me both, doll," the cashier mutters, turning away. Andrea takes her card and finds a slot machine that gives her a clear view of Asher. She pretends to play, pressing the button only when she senses someone's gaze on her. Otherwise, she sips the club soda the cocktail waitress brought her and discreetly studies her target. At one point, she takes out of her phone and, pretending to compose a text, captures a short video of him. Asher bets like a man possessed. Every hand starts with a purple chip, the state maximum of $500 per wager. When he can split or double down, he doesn't hesitate, throwing more purples or blacks onto the table. His stacks of chips rise and fall, but it looks like Asher is breaking even. But it's not about the money. A man in his position can afford to lose. What strikes Andrea is how he plays. His foot tapping relentlessly whenever the dealer shuffles, his eyes glued to the cards, the intensity of his focus. He plays 2 hands at once, never reducing his bets, even when losing streaks hit. Andrea knows the signs. She's tailed enough gambling addicts to recognize one more. And that is the end of that chapter. So what do we learn, y'all? Andrea was with a filthy cheater sleeping together, or sleeping with his colleague, right? And that transcends, what is he? What is Ellis Asher? The VP for sales? Ugh, he's a gambling addict. I can't believe he's just betting like 500, all willy-nilly. Must be nice, right? Must be nice. I haven't been to a casino in a minute. Even on the last time, like I went on that cruise that I went on, I didn't even gamble that much there, so if you're gonna die, might as well go all out. Well, Ellis Asher isn't gonna die. He's one of the VPs that Liam is having investigated. The VP of sales. So basically he's like their what do you call it? What would you call him? Their recruiter, I guess? Like a really high stakes recruiter trying to find more ways to get partnerships and maximize their sales. He's a seeker. We're all gonna die sometime, that's true. Now I suddenly want to go to the casino, guys. Not really much to go on. A little bit of backstory and a little bit of, info on the VP. So, Andrea has been with a cheetah and transcends Ellis Asher. I feel like I should be taking notes. Transcends Ellis Asher is a gambling addict. You want to hit the roulette table? I don't play roulette tables. I just play the slots because I like all the animations, and I know that's like the place where you're not going to win, but I just love it. I just love it. It's not like I go crazy. I'm not an addict. I'm starting to get these names and stuff mixed up. Maybe I'll spend some time doing that tomorrow, writing up some notes. Would that be helpful for you guys? Let me know. This book has a lot of layers, and I really don't want to leave anything out, so I could probably do that. Slots never appeal to me. Toasty will blow the dice. Yeah, because I'm a trusty blonde. Like onions or ogres. Or cakes. Cakes have layers. Parfaits. Parfaits have layers. Everybody loves parfaits. Ugh, I'm a lucky blonde, so I can blow the dice. Oh my goodness gracious. Sorry, y'all. It would help me. I have a hard time following, especially after a week of not reading. Okay. Can you make a... Well, no, you don't need to set a reminder. I'll remember to make some notes. I'll spend some time doing that. Sometimes I have downtime at work. It's been kind of few and far in between, but maybe I can find a second, or I'll do it tomorrow night after my classes. We'll see. Let's go ahead and read this last chapter, and then I'll play a game of Hearthstone. I know it's not the most exciting thing for you guys to play, but I like playing. It's something for me to do. Because I don't want to cut the stream after reading this last chapter. Something tells me it's going to be short, so that's where we're at, y'all. Let's go ahead and get chapter 12 going. You like watching me play it? You're so supportive. Here we go. Chapter 12. When the designers pitched their version for Transcend's new offices, Liam shot down their suggested Silicon Valley cliches, like open-plan workspaces, beanbag chairs, and foosball tables. He refused to create a mini Apple or Google campus. But he did allow one indulgence, the 9th floor boardroom. It boasts floor-to-ceiling windows, whiteboard walls that doubles as screens, and an eclectic mix of chairs, loungers, even a chaise. The goal was to create a space for creativity, not convention. Now, as Liam reclines in his leather chair, staring at financial spreadsheets projected on the wall, he feels a twinge of embarrassment at the arrogance and hypocrisy of that vision. The room is heavy with tension. The senior executives, Ramona, Nellie, Ellis, and Sam, wear expressions ranging from disbelief to gloom. All eyes are on Sam as he advances to the next slide. A dense array of cascading boxes detailing the steps to expedite their story's launch. Ramona frowns. Liam, I might be stepping out of my lane here. Liam has known Ramona for 5 years, but he's never quite adjusted to her style. With short, purple-tinted hair, chunky red glasses, and eccentric outfits, today a Bangles concert t-shirt and plaid high-waisted pants, she looks more like an avant-garde theater director than a CFO. This is a safe space, Ramona. Go ahead. Isn't it possible, likely even, that the risk of rushing their story's launch outweigh the risks of waiting? Hallelujah, sister, Sam mutters. Maybe, Liam concedes. That ship's already sailed. Has it, though? Ellis chimes in. In his navy Armani suit and open-collared Oxford shirt, he could easily pass for a hedge fund manager. Word hasn't leaked beyond these walls yet. Sam looks to Liam, hopeful. Ellis has a point, Prez. We could still pull the brake on this runaway train. Sam is referring to the production schedule, but Liam can't help thinking the analogy fits the app itself. Should their story even be released? The nightmare he had recently still haunts him, the unsettling image of his family using the app to communicate with a lifelike version of him after he's gone. The thought of being replaced in their hearts by an AI-generated replica makes him shudder, but then again, would fading from their memories be any better? In my last gig, Ellis says, we rushed a product to market because we feared an upcoming Microsoft release. It didn't end well. And it turns out, the Microsoft app wasn't even direct competition. Exactly, Ramona says. Isn't our credo to be proactive, not reactive? We're doing this to be proactive, Liam says, though the words feel hollow even as he speaks them. Though Liam's misgivings about the app's potential for misuse linger, he knows moving the release date from June to March won't compromise its success. The product is ready, and he'd like to be around to see it go live. What does worry him is last quarter's financial report. Ramona still hasn't provided an explanation for the extra expenditure, and unwilling to wait for her or Sam's findings, Liam spent the previous night combing through the records himself. After several passes, he spotted the irregularity buried deep in the report. 2 discrete payments to EA&C Consulting, a firm he never heard of and couldn't find any information about online. They totaled over $100,000 and raised the specter of unauthorized payments or even fraud. It wasn't the relatively small sums involved that kept Liam up, but the potential implications for his company's, and by extension, his family's, security. He hasn't mentioned his discovery to Ramona yet, because he's disturbed that she hadn't flagged the discrepancy in the first place. Nellie rises from her seat and begins to pace. And while we're on the subject, can we address the elephant in the room? Can you be a little more specific, Nellie? Ramona asks, adjusting her glasses. You all saw what happened this week with that deepfake in the New Hampshire Senate race. Which you caught, Sam points out. Because it was made with his story. At least we can still monitor that, control it to a degree. I can't say the same for their story. Deepfakes aren't exactly limited to transcend, Sam says. If not our app, then somebody else's. Ellis nods. It's not our job to regulate the entire internet. Thanks for the mansplaining, bros. Nellie shakes a finger at both of them. What happens when someone uses their story to topple a government or destabilize the Middle East? Are you still gonna feel the same? Sam chuckles. When was the Middle East ever stable? Okay, how about when someone uses it to con a world leader into launching a nuke? Ellie crosses his arms. That's a bit over the top, Nellie, isn't it? Yeah, Sam agrees, even for you. Sorry, Nellie, Ramona says with an apologetic smile. I have to side with the guys on this one. Nellie turns to Liam. It'd be irresponsible to release this thing into the wild without more safeguards. My team needs more time. March is too soon. Liam expected this pushback from his team, but he dismisses it. You'll all have to take this leap of faith with me. The meeting is about how, not if. The defiance drains from the room, and Sam finishes his presentation without further interruption. Afterward, Liam says, There's one other thing I wanted to share, even before I inform the board. What's that, boss? Sam asks. Since he's not ready to reveal his diagnosis, Liam opts for the most plausible of the weak excuses he's brainstormed. With the kids heading off to college in a couple years, Celeste and I are thinking of taking a sabbatical. The whole family. Ellis smiles. An empty nest sounds like a dream to me. I can't even imagine my youngest out of diapers. It passes quickly. Too quickly, Liam says, reflecting more on his life than his kids' maturation. That's why we're planning to pull Ava and Cole out of school early this spring. A sabbatical? Now? Nellie squints at him. You're going to go dark right when you plan to unleash this thing on the public? No one's disappearing, Nellie. I'll be reachable 24/7, but I'll have to step back from day-to-day duties. The others exchange quick glances, the implication of his words sinking in. Yes, someone will have to step into the CEO role for a while. Sam looks at him expectantly, but Liam isn't ready to anoint his old friend just yet. As Liam scans the faces of his senior VPs, he questions if he really knows them as well as he thought. Could one of them be tied to those unexplained payments? When his eyes land on Ramona, he can't help but wonder how they slipped past her. Trouble in paradise. That is the end, y'all. That concludes our 6 chapters. That is kind of messed up that he is gonna take a step back. I mean, we all know why. We all know the truth of it, but like, can you imagine? Like, hey guys, I'm gonna drop this really life-changing app and I'm gonna leave. There's a snake in our midst. There's a snake in my boot. More like it. I don't know that I would tell them about my diagnosis, but I definitely would mention, hey, I've looked into this this discrepancy and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I would have issued maybe somewhat of a little like, hey, I'm onto it, you know, to get ahead of it, and also to kind of let that person know like you're one way or another is gonna come out. Maybe the guilt might eat at them. I don't know. Nellie seems to be pretty cool. I really hope it's not her who is, you know, the the bad guy. I don't want it to be her because I like that she's like, hey, I'm on Team Transcend, right? But don't you guys think it's crazy? Like, are we not seeing the dangers of this, you know? Because at the end of the day, this app succeeding means she will just get richer, right? It's gonna be good for her. And she could easily opt to be like, you know what, F whatever happens. I just want this money. But she's like, no, like we really need to think about our responsibility and our part in releasing what could potentially be really dangerous and is gonna be dangerous, right? This is happening in real life, but I do like that about Nelly. I really hope it's not her. If it's her, it's gonna make me sad. I think it might be her though. You think so? You think her being like, I'm so good, I'm thinking of the world is actually like, you know, just building her up so that way when she is revealed to be the villain, we don't hate her. Oh, I don't want it to be her. I don't want it to be her. Just deploy, no. No. But I guess it could be. But I don't want it. I don't want it to be Nelly. I want her to be a winner. Oh my gosh, guys. I have like a couple of mosquito bites on my leg and I keep scratching them and I gotta stop. I need to stop. Well, that concludes our 6 to 12 chapters, right? Or what is it? 7 to 12? 7. 12. Yeah, we did 7 to 12, guys. 7 to 12 today, and I'm gonna quickly write that down so I don't forget. Or scratch harder till you break them open? No, I need to stop scratching them. I need to leave Brittany alone. I need to leave them alone. Let me write this down. I don't want to forget. Second chapter 7 through 12. It goes by quick, guys. Like this was easy. Thank you for the reading. It was really good. I'm doing my best. Sometimes when there's too much dialogue, we just need to buy Toasty a bookmark. I've been using, I actually have bookmarks, but I keep forgetting where they're at. So right now I'm using a Barnes & Noble receipt on a side note. You're at least very intrigued on where this is going. Yeah, we're just kind of laying the groundwork right now. Just more backstory, setting up the characters. So I suspect it'll start picking up here soon. Let me go ahead and get Hearthstone open up, guys. I'm just going to play one game and then we'll wrap this stream up because I don't really want to end it. Since I only stream 2 times a week, I don't want to end it, you know, here at 1:44. That doesn't feel right. Yep, game time. Let me make sure my raids are turned off again. I wonder if I can get away with streaming on this side. In the meantime, let's talk about what's to come this week, guys. Guess who's going to the beach for the long weekend? Me! I'm gonna travel across the land. Searching far and wide, dun 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 dun. No, I'm gonna travel many hours for a beach trip. Per usual. Are we surprised? We shouldn't be. I'm gonna take old Rubes on a long journey, and I'm looking forward to it. Her second long journey, if you will. But this is not, what do you call it? This isn't, I'm not actually taking her on the sand this time. But I am very excited. So that's what's happening for me this upcoming weekend. However, that is not going to affect streaming at all. I will still be here again, right? You will see me twice this week. I will make sure of it. I know I say 1 to 2 times a week, but I really am aiming to be a 2-time person, and I feel like I've been doing really good. So let's expect 2 to be the norm and 1 to be the rare exception for those off weeks, right? For the weeks that I'm really busy or just not feeling it. But you will see me again this week. What day are we seeing you again, Toasty? Well, let me tell you. CCC. Yes. CCC. I don't think I scheduled a class for Wednesday. Let me double check. Stand by. You've been doing great. I really am, you know, I'm doing my best, right? Okay, yeah. So you guys will more than likely see me this Wednesday. I don't think it'll be Tuesday or Thursday. Wednesday. And what are we going to be playing? We are going to be playing more Nippets. I think I'll be able to finish it, and then we'll move to a different game. And that is the tea on where we are at, y'all. My group chat's blowing up, but I'm going to put that down to the side. Let's go ahead and get into this game of Hearthstone. And I think I'm going to see if should I just stay like this? Let's move me. I think I usually sit on this side for this. I'll make myself just a little smaller. Are you guys enjoying being able to see the whole model, the legs and everything? I feel like we never get to see this. Ooh, a new reward. Sometimes I think about getting the battle pass, but that's just not really a thing I do. I don't think I've spent any money on this game. Alright, earlier I had this fat second place win and it was so delicioso. I was very, very happy with how it went. And then, oh wait, no, this is the game that I played with you, so I guess I didn't play any other games. I must have imagined that, but ugh, this was so gross. But yeah, we played this. You don't get anything with a battle pass, do you? You get all these rewards, but since I don't have it, I'm just getting the free stuff, you know? Which is nice. I like when they give us skins, though. I wish they would do more of that. Ooh, looks like there's one at the end. Hopefully we can get to it. I haven't played since last stream. I'm actually really surprised to see... Oh, no, I played yesterday, dude. That's when I got that... Or earlier today. This was earlier today. That's when I got that second place win. So, I'm really surprised. I swear I had another game in there yesterday, but I guess I imagined it. So we had a first place win on stream, and then I played this one earlier today with Naga as my one true love. But let's get it going. 4 hero options is the good stuff. That's true. If you have the battle pass, instead of choosing from 2 heroes, you get to choose from 4. But since I'm on the poverty model, I only get 2 people. Boo-hoo, I'm poor. That's the main reason. No, the main reason is for the skins. Everybody knows skins get wins. I'm just kidding. I don't know that I really want to listen to this. Oh my gosh, if I get... I don't want to read this group chat anymore, guys. I get tired of seeing it. I have like so many different group chats with my friends, and I know this steak is too juicy, but it's like, come on, put it away. Let's just play whatever's in here. Actually, no, not this one. I don't feel like listening to Simple and Clean, guys. Choose a card in the tavern to lock it in your hand. Let's go with Captain Eudora. You always play shirts? Huh? I don't understand that. I get that I spent way too much money in the past 2 weeks. I just, you know. Let's see. I don't like when I want to listen to regular music and there's like little bits of, what do I call this? Oh, hello, EXO. Welcome to the Honey Squad. You just made my day so much sweeter. Hi, how are ya? Alright, let's just play... maybe some 80s? I could go for some 80s. I could go for some 80s after I do this. How are you, EXO? Hi, TC. Welcome in. You always play shirts as opposed to skins. Oh my gosh, I did not even catch that. We'll play some 80s, but I hear a lot of 80s at work. That's okay. Ugh, not this song. Oh my gosh. You know what 80s song I really love? I have to find it. I think it's from the 80s. I don't really know.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
What? This can't be... This cannot be right. You're good. I am doing well. Thank you. I just finished my reading stream. In fact, I need to unpin this message. On Sundays I win. On Sundays I read, and if I finish early, then we play a game of Hearthstone. This cannot be from 2008. I refuse to believe this. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it is from 1982. I was about to be like, there's no way. I don't want to hear the long version of this, though. Stay with me, guys. I want to play this song for you, but is there not a short version of it?
Keep up the momentum, friend.
There's not. All right, we'll go ahead and listen to it anyways. It's called Twilight Zone by Golden Earring. I had never heard it prior to working at this job, and I'm so like this song is, they put crack in this song. They cooked with
Raging
it.
out there.
I think I'm just gonna try to go Nagas. They're my favorite.
It's good to get some minions in play.
I think this song is so catchy. How are you, TC? Did you have a good day? Twilight Zone.
You can turn this around.
Nixon 5. You love this song? This song, they cooked with this one hardcore. I love it. I'm looking for things that I'm like trying to fix this queue because there's some of these songs I hear way too much at work. Let's pick you up. Then I'm gonna do this so I can dig once. We dig. How was my day? My day was pretty good. You're having a great day. They won the NBA finals yesterday. Yeah, so I went dancing last night at a country bar and they had the game on. What are you trying to say about this, Toasty? They had the game on and I don't know. I'm not really much of a, what do you call it? I can't think because I like this song so much. My brain is like, you don't want to talk. You want to listen to this music. I'm not much of a basketball fan, but it was cool. I used to be a Toronto Raptors fan back in the day, I guess.
You can turn this around.
Raps, like 2019 raps. I honestly can't remember what it was. She's a rapper.
Let's step up our game.
Give me some Nagas. 2019 is the year they won the finals. I don't think it was 2019. Was it 2019? I really don't know. Sorry. I wish I could remember. Let me get some George Michael up in this B. I love me some George Michael. I can't even remember. I know DeRozan was on the team. I can't even remember what his first name was. DeRozan was there. Who else? Kawhi Lemon. I know that's not his name, but I always pronounced it like that. DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan was on the team, and Kawhi Lemon was on the team. The Knicks won and NY went ballistic. Had a game who lives out there in the street after the game. People were setting things on fire. That's disgusting. They weren't on the team at the same time, Toaster. What? I thought they were. Then I guess I had... Yes, they were. Yes, they were. You're lying. Are you sure? I feel like you're lying. I want this one because I'm not finding them. This one's cool, but I don't know. I don't know if this is wrong, but it's too late. I already went for it, so. DeRozan got traded in a bundle for Kawhi. For Kawhi Lemon. I can't even focus because you guys are here. There's no wrong answers. Kawaii Lemon. Kawaii Lemon. You always blame us. I do blame you guys. Isn't that a Hawaii island? Then I guess I don't know, TC. I'm not a basketball person, so that should tell you, even when I was quote unquote a Raptors fan, I really wasn't much of a Raptors fan. Kauai Island is indeed an island. I could go for a Hawaii trip. Dang, this song is like 8 minutes long. Sorry, y'all. I had to get off of it. It's kind of sad because DeRozan was face for their ass for a really long time. Go to the coffee plantation? I didn't even know there was a coffee plantation. I only knew of the Dole one. This is another really long song. Oh my gosh, this is a 7-minute long song. That's crazy. Let the storm gather.
The light has left this place.
Ugh, I haven't done anything. Oh my god, we're sucking at this. Hold on. I didn't even realize I was that low. Wait a minute. We're gonna get knocked out this next game. Let me sit up, guys. If you're new to this, this is not like me. Earlier, I had a 2nd place win, and the last stream I had a 1st. So I'm just not locked in right now. I'm too busy focused on this playlist to and discussing Kawaii Lemon. That's why I'm doing bad. I believe it. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that this work week is a short one since we have Friday off. I'm so excited. It is the most delicious thing, and I'm hoping we get early release on Thursday. Because this little lady is taking herself to the beach, and nothing delights me more than that. I didn't even get to use any of my golden arrows. What the stuff? Oh my gosh, we're sucking so bad. She's too distracted by her own legs. I know, it's these thighs. I forgot how thick they were. Forgot how much this model looks like me.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I'm taking off this week, I think. Nice. Oh my gosh. This is gonna hurt. Just the 2 of us. Oh my gosh, we're about to get hit. I can't even look. You could use it. If you're watching this, I swear I'm not usually this bad. You shared your proposed epitaph with friends, and boy, it's making them think. I never actually thought of including what I wanted written in my will. It will need to be amended again. Alright, let's just go ahead and use this stuff because we're about to die, so.
And formalware.
Can't I get something like better than this? That'd be kind of nice. Where is a Zesty? There she is.
Just keep shaking.
I don't really want to get rid of this. I'm just gonna get rid of you. I don't even know. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. Brand seemed like he may be a little more impactful faster. It's too late, man. It's too late. I already done did it. Honestly, I feel like I just need to have one big heavy hitter. It's over. It's all ogre from here. I can't even think. I saw this post going around about like
Rooting for you.
I'm just trying to get out of this game and start a new one. I have bungled this whole operation so bad it's not even funny. Like just get me out of here. We're not making it out of this one. This is gonna ruin the tour. Ugh. This was my own fault. I was too busy playing around with you guys. Don't look. Don't look. It gave me ugly. This was so bad. I'm paying attention now for real this time. Ugh. Don't look at it. We're too fun, chat. You guys are too fun. Oh no! What's happening? I was too busy clicking things. I was too busy trying to hide that. I've bloody ruined it. Okay, well I guess we're in another game. I wasn't trying to be that quick, but whatever. Ah ha ha ha. Know this much is true. I wanted to ask, since you like romantic stories, have I played Final Fantasy X? Nar, I haven't. Is it a romance game?
Seven fresh opponents. Are you ready?
It's a very romantic story, but not a romance game. All right, what do we have? Beast Mechs. Do I go again?
The future is now.
I just love Nagas so much. They're reliable. No, I'll keep an open mind. I know this much is true.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
I'm still looking at other playlists, guys. I'm sorry.
Any defeat?
I don't know that I actually really like romance games. It always feels like I burn out of them, right? Like Date Everything, I was hard into it, and then I stopped. And then what else was I really into? Coral Island. Like I kind of died off of that. The Romance in Stardew Valley. This is a long song too, my goodness.
Have a good battle, friend.
What is it about the 80s where they're like 7 minutes long?
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Whether you will like the gameplay is the next question. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Do they have it on Steam? Is it cheap? Get enough. Bam 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 bam. Boop 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 boop.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Have I ever played The Sims? I have. Sims is fun, but it's another one of those games that I just end up, you know, like, oh, I'm kind of bored, getting kind of bored, you know, and then I stop playing it for one reason or another. Oh, God. Need to get in the bar.
Oh, it's
Okay, let's stop looking at this and lock in. Or lock in.
The lava flows and I flow
Bam,
with
bam,
it.
bam, bam. I just can't get enough. Oh. Square has frequent sales. What is Square? I don't know what that is. Oh man. I recently discovered that Final Fantasy X was made into a proper kabuki play. I don't know what that means either, and it's on YouTube. But telling a story with gameplay and cutscenes is very different from a play.
Still make a comeback.
I don't know enough about that game. It just hasn't ever seemed like something that would appeal to me. But I have heard that they're good games. Start with growing collection as your second hero power.
You're good at this.
Bam, 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 bam. And I flow with it.
Should I just like keep doing this? They also have expensive collectibles. I've never been much of a collectible girl, and I'm kind of relieved to some degree that I'm not. Although it is tempting. Those little blind boxes are fun to open. Like I recently got one for... Oh my god, what was it for? It was for a Sanrio character, and I got the ugly like blue fish looking one, but what the heck was it for? Why can I not think? I think it might have been beach themed. I don't know. Ugh, this is another song obsession. Never Tear Us Apart by NXS. I think I talked about it not that long ago with you guys, but I'm obsessed with this song right now. Ugh. This game is impossible. No, why did it do that? Wait, okay, hold on, I accept these terms. You were there. I don't really want this because I don't think I'm going to keep it. And I don't really like that one either. We're gonna try this one out again. Sorry guys, I don't care if it's wrong. It's too late.
Back up and turn it around.
We can live for 1,000 years. It's not too late. It's never too late. Whenever you cast a tavern spell, yes.
A good tactical choice.
I don't really want this one to die first, so I'm gonna give it to someone silly. You were there. I don't really care if this one dies. I don't know. It's there. It's already there. The trinket doesn't only work with that lady. What do you mean? What are you talking about? The other one?
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Oh yeah, like whenever you cast a spell in combat. But I can't even think of how many spells get casted during combat. I feel like they all happen during this time, like the pre-game. You were there. Worlds colliding. Ooh, oh, baby, a triple.
Great. Let's get some better minions in here.
Lava flows and I flow with it.
Toasty's a pre-gamer, you already know. Oh wait, sorry, I saw that you wrote something. Final Fantasy X and 10-2 HD Remaster is currently on Steam for $12. It is 2 games for the price of 1. Kabuki is a classical form of traditional Japanese theater blending music, dance, and drama. I wonder why they call Kabuki makeup brushes kabukis then. Curious. Maybe it's because it's a brush that was used to get them ready for
Have a good battle,
Kabuki
friend.
plays. Anyways, established over 400 years ago during the Edo period, it is renowned for its highly stylized performances. Oh, I guess what I meant is I didn't realize how that, like, how is Final Fantasy considered that kind of game, I guess. But I guess you're kind of answering my questions by saying the highly stylized performances, extravagant costumes, and bold Kumidori makeup. Is it like that? Would you say Final Fantasy has those things? It's not too late, it's not too late. Chelsea's a pre-gamer. I am. With the prices these days, you gotta be a pre-gamer. Hey, pretty lady, you come here often. Hey, gorgeous girl, how are ya? Careless whispers of a good heart mine. Ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth. Pain is all you'll find. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no reward. I know you're not a fool. Do. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. I think I'm gonna maybe go for you. I don't know. Well, what if I was that guy? Oh. So I wish that we could. Actually, I really don't need this. Only twice a week. Is she busy making that paper? That is just the Kabuki play adaptation of Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, the game, is not in the Kabuki style at all. Oh, I see.
I think you can win this thing.
Oh, kind of gross, but that's okay. Hit it! Ugh, yucky, but I'm not mad at it. Oh. Let's see. Lock in toast. Oh wait, stop.
Your minions really pulled their weight.
That you're gone.
Feel the pressure.
That's what I would have picked.
But you had to leave me alone.
I didn't like that one either. Here's a gold for the trouble.
What is it? To the left of the minion? Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. I don't have any turn. We don't have any end of turn effects, so. But I guess I can just hold on to it for now? Question mark? I don't know. And yo, you'll be the next to go. I'm playing some 80s. We're playing all my favorites. We're just playing a game of Hearthstone or chilling on the beach. That's true. That is very like me. We're just playing some Hearthstone.
All the best minions come here. I've got that spicy pretzel mustard.
Something you said. One more game because I finished the reading so quick, you know? This just felt like the right thing to do. Ugh. You do right by us. I do my best. I don't know what I'm gonna play after Nippets. I'm trying not to go back to Pacopia, but I also love it, right?
You can win this thing.
I don't know yet, guys. Oh my gosh, why is this person going Nagas? Why did they get such a cooler trinket? Why don't I get stuff like this? You know what? I don't want to say this game is rigged, but I'm noticing some inequality. We're not against you playing Pacopia. I know. Man, this sucks. This game is against me. This game is stupid. Whose idea was it for me to play this? I'm getting beat down. I've had it. We gotta get some people out here. I don't even know what I need. Toasty said I hate this game. It's hate plus.
I didn't like that one either. Here's a gold for the trouble. Better hire a recruit while you can.
I don't even know what I need from this game right now. Other than just like a deep sea crooner would actually be kind of nice. I just died in your arms and I know I didn't need that there, but wait, what if I need this one to be first? I don't even know. It's too late, guys. Oh wait, I probably should have given you Divine Shield. Stupid! This is why I deserve to lose this game. You're going next. I'm picking you up. I can't even. Just get me out of this game, guys. My head's not here. Oh god. Careless Whisper song will forever be associated with my student shenanigans. They came up with the idea of a Valentine's Day letter delivery service using a robot dog. As a prank, they wanted the robot dog to deliver a letter to the recipient while blasting the song. When we were testing it in the hallways after school, driving the robot dog around with the music playing, teachers started sticking their heads out of every classroom door to see what on earth we were doing. What robot dog? Did you guys choose that song because of the saxophone in it? Kind of set in the mood, even though it's such a sad song. Y'all, I have got to get it together playing Hearthstone on stream. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to play this game here anymore. I play so much better when people aren't watching me. Oh no, we're about to get beat down. No, the banana slammer. I can't look. I shan't. I mustn't. Stop, please. Try standard. I can't. Oh my god. No, I don't want a beast. Oh god, this is depressing. Oh, why? Why? Why?
Oh, it's okay. We all hit some bumps now and then. That's what I would have picked.
Just keep shaking.
No! Ah, I fudged that up. Got to break free.
I do.
I don't have any tavern spells that are gonna cast twice. Want to break free from your lies you so. I don't need you. I got to break free. I don't even know what I'm looking for right now, guys. Hold on. Is it cheesy if I put this out there?
I didn't like that one either. Here's a gold for the trouble.
Everybody, you get a divine shield and you get a divine shield, right? That's pretty much what's gonna happen right now. Actually, you would probably benefit to have it more. Ah! I should have given you something though. Stupid. It's fine. Just get me out of this game. I don't even know what to say, guys. Get me out of this game. I have bungled this whole operation. It's fine. Don't even look at me right now. I'm cringing at myself. My career ruined in bloody shambles. Don't look at me. Please don't summon a bunch of things that hurt. They do, they hurt. But I'm so pretty. I don't feel very pretty. I feel like an idiot. Please don't summon anything else. Not that it matters. I hate you so much. If you're new here, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know why every time I play Hearthstone, with the exception of the other day, my games are so crappy. I just want to show you guys, I used to be a winner. I used to be in the 6Ks. I can barely get into 3,500 these days. I have my hand over my face because I'm embarrassed. Sucked. But this, I did this one off the stream, and it was so delicious. I could have had first, but I didn't have enough time to sort everything out. And then I had this one. Ignore this. I did this on stream. I don't know what's going on with me, guys. I think I need a break from Hearthstone on stream. We're gonna have to figure out a better time killer. But with that, this stream is over. My suffering has ended. My suffering of bad Hearthstone games. We are gonna get this stream wrapped up, shall we? Thank you guys for being here with me on this glorious Sunday night. I'm losing my touch big time. Wait, what are we saying? Oh, Magic 8 Ball, please reach to the Shadow Realm and grant me just a little bit of insight. Europe wants to know, is it chat's fault that I'm losing at Hearthstone? Yes, definitely. I want to take a picture of this so bad, but I'd be in the reflection. I've never seen yes, definitely come up as an option, but that is one. There you guys go. It's your fault. This is your fault. Believe it. I swear, on my honor. I'm tapping the chest. On my honor. That's how you know I'm being for real. It was a 30k robot dog. Holy crap. That was funded by a grant. What better use could we have used it for? That is a very good use, but I cannot believe there was just 30k laying around for that. They were thinking of selling Valentine's Day grams that was delivered to each person in class, and this was a premium add-on service. That's nice. You're so pretty. Yeah, but you're our idiot. You're approaching 7k this season. Are you for real? Dang, Bayo, calm down. Hanging out with us is her time of suffering. No, it's Hearthstone. I don't know if I believe you. That's a very trustworthy thing to do. If I tap my chest, guys, if you've been here for a long time, or if you know me in real life, not that any of you do, but if you did know me, if you catch me tapping my chest, that means I'm being for real. I am not lying in the slightest. Pixar didn't happen. Well, I done put the ball down. And also, there was no way I could take a picture without my reflection being in it. Anyways, guys, if you are sad about this stream ending, I totally get it. But do not fret, for I shall be back here on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll be playing Nippets, and maybe I'll play some words on stream. Even if I have to carry it by myself, I'll play it. I don't know. But Wednesday for sure we're going to finish up Nippets. We have 2 seasons to go in there, and I don't know if there's anything beyond that, but we'll find out, right? And then, what do you call it? Yeah, that'll be the second stream for the week. Hi, Aldraven. Thank you for the check-in, and also goodbye, Aldraven, because we are wrapping this stream up. Tonight, we read chapters 6 or 7 through 12 of The Deepest Fake. Should you be interested in the first 6 chapters, I am going to get those uploaded to YouTube, so you'll be able to hear how it's going. Next Sunday, we will continue reading, and I'm looking forward to it because I am enjoying this book. Let me think. I talked about it earlier, but let's talk about it again. I did get that asset done from, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, let me pull it up for you guys. I told you guys how I was getting a book asset done, and it did get done. However, I, for the life of me, can't figure out how to make it look right, not weird with my model. And it's definitely user error and nothing against the person that made it. Should you be interested in commissioning your own book asset for yourself or your favorite VTuber, you can find it here on VGen with Shino for like $35. They even were nice enough to have an add-on where you could get this asset rigged if you wanted to, and they would prepare those files. So I did get that done. I don't think I'll be using it because I just could not get it to look right with my model. If anybody has any tips or suggestions, do let me know. Bayo suggested a, what do you call it? A lectern. Even if I like did it this way, hold on. Even if I were to do it this way, I guess I could do it like this, but like this is where I feel like it needs to sit, right? Based off of the way my arms are angled, but even having it here feels weird, right? Like it just doesn't seem right. Bye, Rusty. Thanks so much for popping in. I hope you have a good night. I'm just wrapping up this stream, but I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. But yes, I got this asset done by Shino for $35. Maybe hide everything. Well, is that really what you guys want to see? Surely you don't want to see it just like this. It'd be cute for pictures, but like I had intended on using this for reading streams. I did reach out to them and ask them if there was any way I could pay to just have them remove the hands and just get the book by itself. So we'll see what they say, because I can't seem to make it work with my model properly, even after hiding my arms and stuff like that. So, but it is a gorgeous asset, right? It's obviously customly made for me, you know? So, very cute. As far as the mascot goes, as it turns out, that artist was only accepting pre-drawn mascots to rig and make assets for, I guess. So I don't have a mascot in the works, but that's coming down the line eventually. I also have some summer artwork coming out for you guys. Yes. As always, I always get summer artwork done, and it's coming. So I'm looking forward to delivering that to you. Hopefully they get it to me before the end of the summer, but who knows, because I'm sure a ton of people are commissioning them for the same thing. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, though, and thank you so much for being here with me, because as always, you guys could have been anywhere. I only stream. When is the next show? The next show will be this Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a pretty good declaration. I know I said 1 to 2 times a week. What I really mean is 2 solid. Like 2 is the norm and 1 is the like the rarity. I'm gonna really try to always do 2, and I've been doing really good at keeping with that. So expect to usually see me 2 times a week. If you only see me once a week, it's either I was really busy or I had like something come up. But 2 times is going to be the norm, guys. I'm pretty confident in saying that. The schedule has been very easy for me to manage. So that is the tea. You guys will see me here next Wednesday, or this upcoming Wednesday, excuse me, for some nippets and more. We shall see. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and a wonderful rest of your week if I don't see you again, but I sure hope I do. Good night and stay sweet, everyone. Bye, y'all.